you scale up, and now Gen G have a great 5v5 comp in the late game. KT are really going to need to get a tempo advantage here.
Yeah, when it comes to 5v5, Gen G reigns supreme. The upside for KT and a really big adaptation from their previous draft that they went for, even though it is a risk with blinding the Jax, is that the TF comp with Malphite was a bust. Keen didn't have side lane pressure, and there wasn't enough damage available because the combination wasn't able to get ahead. So Malphite ults and TF ults and nothing really happens. This time around, if Keen ever gets ahead, BDD is going to make him completely impossible to deal with. We also know how good Keen is.
Success story for Supreme this season because he can put it at the helm as Hook goes into level 1.
Ignite put in onto Lens. He's going to have to flash, and he might just die in the 2v2 already in game number 4. As Taming desperate to trade back, but that's already a kill before 2 minutes.
A close look at it, but Doran, outside of getting caught by Counter-Strike once, has pretty much neutralized this, but now Cuz is coming up here.
Timing
the
of the
bait.
skank. Look, the wave is pushing into Keen. He's low. Doran's looking for aggressive trades. He's positioning aggressively. He is Gragas. Let's see if he can get out of this one. But the Counter-Strike is not flash. Looks to flash after, and it will be enough. Doran gets away safely.
It's like he held the activation.
Know that this is probably going to be a pretty decent one here. Odds are looking good.
Yeah, and this is, you know, a Varus lane that's given up early Drake. This doesn't feel great. We could have seen the Varus Renata, for example, for a harder push. It's just not Lehenz's playstyle. He likes to roam. And if you're able to, with Nautilus Varus, get a nice early lead.
If they don't snowball, their mid and late game picks have been amazing. As
Chovy on the road. Doran low on mana, so maybe Keen underestimating him here, but with Alessandra could lead to a lot more. He's got enough for the cask, and now he's under the turret. That's going to be a kill. Give it on over to Chovy. Fantastic timing on the roam up to the top side.
And it's almost a foregone here.
Yeah, I think we also see like Aiming has a decent amount of gold in his pocket. Actually now has his Ghost Blade available. And Backtimer's not quite looking too hot there. Maybe they can get something on the backup here, right? But I think that Gen G have more than enough time, so they're just going to get second Drake, early Infernal, and when your TF and Varus comp isn't able to start stacking early Drakes, going to be a little bit worried, but fortunately for any KT fan, you look to the top.
There's a lot of pressure on Paze. We'll watch this once again. He has no vision. The second he's caught here, it's a really easy follow-up. There's no way Chovy can get here fast enough, unfortunately. You know, with a bizarre flash shot looking for the knock-up. Probably could have just saved that one. And a bit of a weird one. Does end up dying, but now he's not going to have flash for the next team fight. We're still a ways away from that, but...
Oh, he's here again.
He's getting baited again. Chovy in position again to get a gank on the top lane. And this time the kill goes over to Doran.
And for so long was his impact outside of lane. Yes, his laning is great. We know everyone talks about this all the time. His CS numbers are wonderful, but how can he impact the map? And right now, he's out impacting ATF, right? And that is, I think, a testament to how well this player individually has been playing. But for KT again, one misposition from Pace, from Chovy, from Doran.
A little play here. Doran just face checking in as the cast not going to hit anyone. He just flashes over the wall though and does get away for now. Here comes Cuz, and they're going to Destiny Gate underneath this one as they try to burst down the Gragas, and that they will. Here comes Chovy on the return, but he's up against 3, so he's just going to let that one go as Gen G, meanwhile, will take down Soul Point Ocean Drink.
So it's still a proactive play. It's successful. Can they get Chovy, though?
Oh, Chovy's trying to stop the TP. He's not going to be successful. Has to flash himself. Everfrost might get him to safety. Still has his ultimate.
Oh, look. Reinforcements are coming.
Yeah,
this
really
is what KT was looking for.
They are really hard forcing this. Chovy is Lissandra.
Yeah.
Does have ult, so, I mean, with the rotation up, I think this is super greedy.
5 seconds.
Well, they definitely want to try to force the Frozen Tomb usage.
No,
I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
All right, well, they're going in, and now TP's coming in, and Cuz takes 3 turret shots, and he's immediately going to go down, and a shutdown is given to Chovy on Lissandra as if he needed any more gold.
And this has been
going to lap that up.
This has been the story of KT's.
Yeah, and Gen G are playing it perfectly, basically, right? We give them a lot of credit. Like, Chovy has set up these 2 awesome plays. KT had the one moment, and then they kind of fumbled it, right? But all they got to do is sit back and essentially not allow the Jax to get too far ahead. As here we go, this engage is questionable. Delight goes in, but maybe it's a bait all along. Chovy's got the angle as here comes Keen. Frozen Tomb on him, and he is just, oh, he goes to the stopwatch. Can he live? The answer is no. As he is basically 100-0. Chovy gets into the back line. Down goes one by one, the dominoes fall on the KT roller coaster. Gen G are looking to stomp them here in their own jungle. Naming is pushed out, and Cuz maybe okay. Couple of kills for him, but that's gonna be it for the team. He gets 2 kills, but everybody else goes down. Aiming barely able to get away. Should be Ocean Soul to the side of Gen G.
And like all of the team fights we've seen KT try to force in this entire series, really seemingly, it's about the re-engage that you see. And Delight goes in here, and then questionable engage. He's CC'd, but he can dash back out. Teleport here is very questionable coming through from Keen because he's putting himself in harm's way. He has to immediately disengage.
Go away.
Yeah, he has to get out of there, and he cannot. And so then now what do? You're a Varus comp.
And the key thing there to me is Chovy forcing the rest of KT back. Because Keen is TPing in there with the assumption that they can 5v5, right? Which is a tough ask as is, but Paze at least was CC'd at the start of that fight. But with Chovy going in there with the Ring of Frost, like that's a Fatless Honor. You gotta respect that everyone backs off. And yes, they get out, but then they can just one by one kill Keen. One pick is all they need.
One pick is all it takes. Let's see. They can get this going. Lahen's trying to Hex Blast, trying to look for a play, but against Lissandra and Peanut,
yeah,
they're all very fed outside of Paze, and even 5v4, they say, no, we're not going to take the chance.
This is just a great play from Lahen's. He's staring down the barrel of Delight, and he just Hex flashes over the wall and sets up for it. But like you say, if you're not going to capitalize on that, what do you capitalize on?
Ooh, nice angle here. Lahen still no flash. He's going to be going down immediately as underneath the turret, the rest of the team just has to back away from Lysandra once again. And that's going to be a nice little pick here. Keen, you see he's in the side lane. He does have the teleport, but Gen G definitely got to be looking at that Baron now.
I mean, you have to make a tough call here. Do you try to contest this Baron? Aiming survives. He's full health now, but he's so far away. Or do you try to push and grab 2 turrets here?
Yeah, you got to trade.
Oh,
gonna shove hard.
They're committing.
Yeah.
They're committing into that bottom lane, and Gen G, 100% of the time, they will take down this Baron, but is this TP worth it? I mean, this push isn't even that strong. It's pretty slow, to be honest.
And he's just going to try to get another bounty here and trade turrets for bounties and try to buy time for this Baron. I guess that's your only option if you can't team fight. They try to outpush him.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably going to lose that inhibitor anyway. It's not like the Jax was going to help too much. And they got one TP comes in.
They got 1 TP moments ago. Now they've got a second one. So Chovy and Doran now down on TPs.
Ooh, nice little sidestep there from Doran. You can tell he's feeling pretty good about this game so far. He's on the chase. He's up 2 levels on Keen with his Rod of Ages finished. He's having a grand old time pushing that Jax out of the side lane as immediately they get onto the back line. Aiming is down. And is that the pick that ends the series and sends Gen G to the grand finals? I think it may just be as they are looking down the barrel of a second inhibitor going down.
And the more things change, the more they stay the same. Looking like it's T1 Gen G on the menu again.
And there you go, Doran, he wants a little piece of the pie as well. As down they will go, tons of feathers pull through, and Gen G will do it. They will take down the Nexus. They will take down KT in the 3-1. They stabilize their minds, and they get it done in the end. And they will be joining us in the LCK Grand Finals and in MSI as our second seed from Korea.
And like you say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And it will not be KT Rolster going to a finals. 5 years these fans waited for their moment. They were the favorites, albeit slightly going into this series, but Gen G stayed calmer. And this is crazy to say for a team that has a rookie and a player who's never been to a finals before in the bottom lane. And both of those players played incredibly well. Chovy showed up today, and Gen G will get their 3rd back-to-back finals. People forget because it's DRX who lifted the World's Trophy, but Gen G are our defending champions, and they will have an opportunity for revenge against T1, who knocked them into the lower bracket. If they get that revenge, they'll be back-to-back LCK champions.
And the redemption arc for KT won't be them going to finals, but still, I think it's important to note, even though it might not feel that way right now, the performance from these players, the way this org has come back into relevance is still a wonderful achievement, but today it wasn't about them. It was about Gen G, Chovy having more impact than a TF. The rookie bot lane getting solo kill, well Pace, getting kills in the 2v2, right? Like level 1, taking down Lahen's in himself, a defending champion.
And I think that this series is Gen G Got one more cheer from the crowd here, advancing to MSI in the finals. I think this is a series that will be remembered as KT choking away that third game. They had such a lead. They had full control. They had the better team fighting composition. And then in the next game, instantly walking into a level 1. And their heads weren't in it the same way they were in games 1 and 2. And you got to really feel like the pressure of these